Hello everyone, welcome back to the reviews of the Raku solutions from the week number 83, and today we're talking about the task number 1, words lengths. So let's look at the task. The task reads, you are given a string $s with 3 or more words. Write a script to find the lengths of the string except the first and last words, ignoring whitespace. Right, so there's like the weekly challenge, and we have to count the number of characters in this word, right? So it's 6, right? And here we skip the and happy. The happy we skip is what we skip, and yeah, the result is probably 23, so we don't have to count spaces. Actually, it's not said anything about punctuation signs, but yeah, apparently we have to just imagine that we don't have them, right? Or ignore them or whatever. Let's look at what people are doing. Well, let me start with my solution, Raku number 1. And yeah, the solution is the Raku version of this. And so there's the string. What I do, I split it into words. So yeah, I immediately ignore the spaces between the words and actually double spaces and so on. There's nothing about punctuation, so punctuation actually will be counted, which is kind of, I don't know if it's correct or not. Yeah, but yeah, it's a vague description. And after that, I take a slice of that list. I explicitly take the items from number 1 up to number -2 from the end. Notice that I have to add this star here. It's whatever thing. And after that, for each of those, so you can read this as for each element in this slice, you compute the number of lengths, and then you add it up, print it. That's it. So simple and so straightforward. And actually, this is one of the simplest thing. So Ash Raku, I got new Mac, so my R key is not printing 2 characters anymore. That's cute. And yeah, so that's 23 as in the task. So it works. Okay, Arne Sommer, Raku number 1. Right, so we've got the string with at least, so we immediately count that there are at least 3 words. Yeah, otherwise the task is not interesting, at least. So we split it into words. We take the words, it's differently. So words.end gives us the number of the index of the last element, -1, so we skip that last element. Then Arne joins the strings to a single string $s, and counts the number of characters. So simple. Raku, Arne, Raku Ch1, and probably the weekly, Raku challenge. Let's call it this one, like this. So 10. So 4 characters in Raku and 6 characters in weekly. A correct result, right? Jan Krnavek, let's look at this solution. It should be interesting. So yeah, interesting. So here we see the so-called math operator, right? So we have a function and we call it as a method on something, and this something is actually an interesting thing. So it's slurp, and it slurps something, obviously. So it's a naked slurp, right? It takes everything from the standard in, right? And here is this smiley with a catty smile. So we skip the first, the 0th, and the last. Actually, probably this one is not really needed because we can take 2 here. But yeah, it's still cute. Just to see this. And after that, again, the thing that I was using, but in the Unicode space, right? So there is one Unicode character here. Well, actually, yeah. Good. So yeah, let's says Raku Wambash Raku Ch1, and I have to type it here, I believe. Right? Yeah, it's 10. Good. The next solution, Kang-min Liu gave us this solution. So words lengths from the first argument of the command line, and it takes the string, it's remove the spaces in the beginning and in the end, and then it finds the positions of the spaces, right? Okay, and after that, so if there are some elements, then we do this. If there are no elements, we just return 0 and we print this 0. Otherwise, so we take the last, right, so, but this stream, I don't understand yet, so what this, so this W, this array at W, contains the indices of spaces, right? The positions of, the word delimiters, basically. And we just count how many elements there are there, and we remove those elements. Wow. Well, let's Raku Goog Raku Ch1, and I have to pass the string in command line, and it gives the correct result. Wow. So maybe I want to run this separately. Right, so what I want, oh my god, yeah. So what I want to print W tail, W head, and W elements, right? Just to see what's there inside. Raku T and the weekly Raku challenge. So yeah, so 15 is tail. No, maybe I want to print this as well. Right, so this array has these 3, 10, 15. Okay, now I understand it. So we take the index, the position of the last space, minus position of the first space, and minus basically the number of spaces in this string. So we just kind of actually like minus w.elements kind of removes the spaces, right? Remove the spaces from the string, we ignore them, and after that we just take the length of that remaining string. Interesting. So it's not straightforward, right? And it works. The solution by Mark Anderson, Raku number 1. So we take the string here, and what we do here, we make a couple of tests, and the main function, basically, so we take the words, we join them to a single string, and we take the length of that string. So simple. Raku, Mark, Anderson, Raku, Mark, Anderson, Raku, Ch1, everything works. 23. Right, good. Markus Holzer. Yeah, so that's the straightforward solution. We saw this already. So we take the slice, excluding the first and last elements, we join them together, and we count the string lengths. Raku, Markus Holzer, Raku, Ch1, and the string ding is 10, right? PJ Durai, the new name, at least in this series. So right, so we take this string, we solve it for a couple of why do we take the string then, actually? Because we not actually take this, we ignore it, but we need it as the named argument, which is a bit strange, but okay. Okay, so we split the words into words. So by spaces, actually, this is completely replaceable with just dot words. We remove the first first and last thing, and after that, so we map every word to its stringified version, and then we take the lengths, and after that we add up those lengths. Okay, that's the solution. Raku BJ Raku, so we can just run it. 623, 6 and 23, right? Okay, Simon Proctor. The solution, so the main function takes, where does it take? It takes something from input here. So total, count, and last. So we split the words, the input string into words, we loop over those words, and next, if the count is not yet, anything, if it's 0, and we what is last here? Last initially what was 0, and last basically the length of the string. Notice the difference between like codes and charts. So yeah, for ASCII input there's no difference, and after that so we print this. Okay, that's Raku, Simon, Proctor, Raku, Ch1, and I need some string in the input, right? But I don't have to put it in the command line. I have to do it like this, and this is 10, right? Good. Stuart Little. Actually, what happens if I will just do it like this? Right, so it prints that we need something. Why do we need it? What actually prints? Ah, yeah, because this is right. There's the explicit signature. Stuart Little, Raku number 1. So we take, what do we take? The first argument in command line, mode count. We split the string into words by using split and spaces. We take, you see, so notice this dot here. We take the slice, except the first and last element, and then we map everything to its length, and then we add it up. Right. Raku, Stuart. So we see, so when we have simple tasks, there are much more people trying to solve them, right? Raku, so we need this in the command line, and the result is correct. Good. Athanasius, Raku with Raku is here, Raku number 1, and let's look. So we take the string which is defined, we make sure that there are at least 3 elements there, and the elements are actually words which are split. Okay, skip empty, right? So yeah, remember in one of the like 65 or something, in one of the reviews we already described this. So yeah, but actually again, so we can replace everything here with dot words, and skip empty helps to skip the first and last empty elements which you will get after this splitting. But it depends, if you will just join it, it doesn't matter. But if you count them, if you iterate over those, it is important here. Right, so we print it, and input length is 0, then length, you see, so the indentation is really interesting in these programs. So we increment length by the length of the current word in this slice. That's it. And after that, we just print this. Right, so Raku, Athanasius, Raku Ch1. What do we need? We need this string, definitely. Oops, too many quotes. Like this. Right, so the output is 10. The next solution is solution Colin Crain. We take this string with some default value. Notice the space here and here actually. We put it into the topic variable $_, then we replace these $_ so that we replace all the basically potential spaces in the beginning and in the end with some non-space sequence, basically the first word, and we replace this with nothing. Or we replace just all spaces, right? I believe all these spaces will be removed. Or we replace everything at the end of the line, which is again some non-space sequence followed by an optional space sequence. And after that we got the string without, basically we got this string without spaces, and we take the length of that. Okay, that's also a possible solution. Raku, Colin Crain, Raku Ch1. We can use this one. 23 is the correct result. Daniel Mita, Raku 1. Right, so we take the string and we return nothing. We state that in the signature of the main function for given. So this is the different approach, at least so far. Comb, we split basically this string by non-spaces. By spaces, right? Because we just use this pattern to take the next part, right? If I'm correct. And if there are less than 3 elements after that, so it topicalizes the result of this. If there are less than 3 items, we report the error. Otherwise, this is where the dot is actually very useful. So you can just call this on a topic variable given when, right? And yeah, you join it, you count lengths, and you print it. So Raku Daniel right Mita, well, rather modern. Wow. No. Mita Ch1. How does it call Ch1? Ah, no, of course. Raku Ch1, and I want the string. Right. Must be main must be a sub to allow it. What? Isn't it a sub? To allow it to be called the CLI handler. What? What's that? Right, okay. Raku, oh yeah, I can just do it like this. I don't understand. What's that? Submain, that's correct. You see? So, wow. Is it the because I have the new Rakudo? Oh, or not? But that sounds weird, right? Okay, so I have to remove this to be able to run the function. But yeah, but the program prints correct result. I wonder glot IO what it will PL6 or what is it? No, it's somehow differently. Let's see, where is the new PL6. Okay, so here's my program. And my input is this string. No, it's not input, it's command line. Okay. Yeah, I get it. Okay, let's skip this part. Right. Okay, nevertheless, let's go further. The next solution is a solution by Jaldhar Vyas, Raku 1. It's a one-liner which uses PL6. So we join the all command lines. So yeah, basically, yeah, I can type it without quotes. And basically, separate words will be separate arguments here, but we join them using spaces, so we get the same result. After that, we replace, substitute, and substitute inside. So maybe let's just run it. Raku this, and after that probably this. Is it? Right, so it's 10. So let's look again. So what we do here, so okay, in the end we print the length of the string, and we get this string by so we're trying to extract the words, ignoring the first word and last word. But actually, okay, so yeah, because by definition we probably get this string if we join it by spaces. Basically, we ignore all the leading and trailing spaces, so we can make sure that this dot is already non-space, right? So /S, I would say, but nevertheless, so we require some spaces after that, and then we take everything else. Then we need some spaces, and then we need something optional. Well, yeah, I think, yeah, it's a bit, but that's not it. After that, so we take this $0, and we substitute all the spaces we replace it with nothing globally. So we remove the spaces from here. Okay, right. Julio de Castro, Raku 1. So here's the program with some tests in it, and the main functional is count middle, right? So what we do, we first take the phrase, notice the sigil-less variable. Actually, I don't know why we need it, but yeah. I would love to have Raku without sigils, but this is the only way to do it. And actually, there are many limitations connected with this. But nevertheless, so okay, so we trim those spaces, for example. After that, we split it by spaces. We take everything except the first and last element. For each, we apply dot characters, and after that, we add it up, and what we do, and we just return it, right? So Raku, Julio, Raku, Julio de Castro, Raku 1. There are some tests, all of them pass. Laurent Rosenfeld, Raku 1. So we take the string from the command line, or we take the default value. We create a trimmed version of it by taking the words in between the first and last word. After that, we just join it, and yeah, we compute the lengths. Raku, Laurent Rosenfeld, Raku 1. Let's use the built-in string, which gives 23. Myoungjin Jeon, Raku 1. Wow. Right, again, single-less variable. So what is so we take this main. Of course, this is shorter, right? So s.words slice.join chars, right? Okay, but nevertheless, so this is how to make it longer. So we use the feed operator. We pass s to this, and it's split into words, and then we save it in the variable. So it's like the left to right, right to left, right? Programming, what is it? Right to left, left, right, right to left programming, right? So we program from the right side, and we end up with creating a variable, and we have already some value for that. So that's an interesting task. Allow us ignore white space, so it's safe. Okay, so right, then we take the slice, we pass it to a join function with a space, we pass it to the result of join, actually the single string after that, to chars, and we pass it to I like it. I mean, it's totally like non-standard, but it's so cute. After that, so we end up with $A with actually, right, so after this we will not get, no, we get a string, right? So we take why then, okay, so yeah, actually, as I understand this program, actually here is the scalar, right? In the end, we got a single variable, right? And we print it. But let's run this solution. Raku Jeon, Raku 1. So we need some string from the command line. It prints 10. The weekly Raku challenge are the words. Yeah, so here we notice that we're printing to std error, not to std out. Roger Bell West, Raku number 1. Here is the solution. So the solution has already 2 tests built in, and WL word length, obviously. So we take the copy of the string. We replace, what do we replace here? So some spaces some non-spaces at the beginning of the word, so we can have spaces here in the end probably. Right, after that some spaces, then we take the main part, which should be followed by some spaces and non-spaces before the end of the line, and we replace it with central part. So basically, yeah, we remove. After that, we remove spaces and count the number of characters left. Raku, Roger Bell West, Raku 1, and nothing here. Right. And finally, the solution by Ulrich Rieke, number 1. Main s. We take the words, we take the number of words, we count the number of words, and prepare some variable to count the lengths. After that, we take, that's a bit too complicated, I believe, but nevertheless, we take the slice from the first element to the last, previous to last element. We map those to, we map, but this map actually has a side effect of modifying the string length variable, but this side effect is like fine, because if we will execute it in different order, we don't care, because we just have to increment. But if we will do it in parallel, this operation should be atomic. Right, and we just add up the lengths of the current word. After that we print the result. Okay, so let's run it. Ulrich Rieke Raku Ch1. Let's pass the same string to the input and it gives us 10. Okay, that was it. So that was the review of the Raku solutions of the first task of the weekly challenge. It's not Perl weekly challenge, of the weekly challenge number 83. Okay, see you next time.